Welcome to Touch Technology Review. Today I'm going to show you how to create a custom avatar using an amazing piece of open source software called MakeHuman. Now this software is available as a free download and I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. After completing this tutorial, I'm going to create a second one, a follow-up if you like, where I'll show you how to get this MakeHuman model into a program called Blender, which is also available for free, and that lets you create even further customizations on your model. And then in the final step, I'll show you how to upload to popular metaverses, including VR chat and Somnium space using Unity SDKs. That all might sound very confusing right now, but once we get into that level, I'll be explaining it further in those follow-up videos. So if you want to check the videos out, I'll leave a link to all those videos in the description box below. But for now, let's get started and create our first avatar using the MakeHuman software. So go ahead and download it and follow along. When you open the software, you'll be on the modeling screen. If you're not there already, click on the modeling tab in the top section, and you'll see underneath the macro menu, there are a number of sliders that you can select that allow you to determine the overall characteristics of your avatar. So I'm going to start by sliding the gender to the left, and that gives us a female form, and then sliding it to the right gives us the male form. Underneath that, we can select the age of the avatar, and if you go left, as you can see, you get a baby, and as you slide further right, you get an older person. So I'll select somewhere in the middle there for a middle-aged person. Then we can define how much muscles. On the left, there's virtually no muscle, and to the right, we have a muscular build. Again, I'll go somewhere in the middle there. With our weight, left is skinny, and to the right, well, we won't call it fat, but let's say a little bit weightier. I'll put it somewhere in the middle there. Height can also be changed from short to a tall person. And again, we'll go just above the midpoint there. And the proportions slider is an interesting one. If you slide left, you have a skinny build at the top and fatter at the bottom. And sliding right gives you a kind of more muscular definition, bulkier at the top and slim at the bottom. So we'll leave that set just maybe at the 3/4 point there. Below the proportions slider are our racial characteristics. By default, you kind of get a mixture of African, Asian, and Corsican for a more generic look. If you want to go for a specific racial look, you can change the slider by sliding them right and left for more or less of those racial characteristics. I just realized that I didn't have a mouse plugged in. You'll find that when you're using 3D software, you're going to need to connect a mouse in order to get the best experience with the software, and I'll explain that in just a minute. Using the left and right mouse key, and sometimes the scroll wheel of the mouse is going to be particularly helpful. So for example, I can use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out and push down on it to reposition the model left and right and up and down, so I can get a much closer look at the appearance of my 3D model as I'm doing that. If you want to navigate around, you can use the left mouse button, hold it down and turn left and right. And that way we can get a really good look at all of the features of our avatar before we make that final decision. So I'm going to proceed to the next step now that I'm happy with the overall characteristics. And we can click on the gender tab to have a look at what you can do here. Now, the features of the gender tab tend to be more suitable when you're working with a female model. If I slide left in the main tab, go back to gender, you can see you've got options including breast size, firmness, position, etc. So if you're creating a female avatar, you're probably going to be using the gender tab more so than when you have a male avatar selected. The next option is the face, and you have a whole range of sliders available to change the shape of the face, from the age, how fat the head is, how skinny it is, the angle, whether it's an oval or a round shape, rectangular shape face, square. You have so many characteristics to go through to change the overall look of your avatar's face. So I'm not going to go through and spend much more time on that now, but when you download the software, I would highly encourage you explore this further, just so that you can really hone in there and get the avatar looking exactly the way you want it to appear with those overall characteristics. So I'm going to go back. It's actually quite amazing the level of detail that you can go to here in order to sculpt that face to give you the exact appearance that you're looking for. Let's just leave this guy the way he is for now. The next option is torso, and we'll scroll out again so we can see what's happening as we make these changes. There's a scale depth option, horizontal, vertical. It was kind of funny. So you can really go in here and customize it to your heart's content. Arms and legs, you can change the characteristics of the right hand and left hand, the feet, the shoulder, the arms, the legs. And there's so many parameters in here, which I won't spend a lot of time because I'm pretty much happy with this default look of my avatar. Next is a random option where you can just randomize and it will go through and give you some really interesting results. And if you want to be very specific about the measurements of each of the body parts, you can use the measurement tab, click on the options on the right, and then change the actual length by centimeters. Okay, so those are all the features that you can change in the modeling tab. Let's move on to the geometries section, and this is where we can actually add clothes to our avatar. So by default, when you click on geometries, you should see the clothes tab highlighted, and you'll be able to add items of clothing onto your avatar. There's male and female clothing. Now, this is a very limited selection of clothing available. There's both female and male clothing options, and they're really quite limited to some casuals and some formal gear, which you can add one piece at a time. So there is the overall body with a shirt and jeans here, and shoes that can be added as well with only a couple of options. This is a good starting point if you like, and you can then bring it into Blender, which is that software that I mentioned earlier, in order to create much more unique versions of your avatar. So I'm going to clothe this item with a basic t-shirt and jeans outfit and a pair of shoes, which are kind of like runners. And I'm just using my left mouse button to rotate around the model to see where we're at there. The next option we have in the geometries tab is the eyes, and you can choose high res or low res eyes, and that's going to depend on the software you're exporting to. I'm going to stay with the high res option here. You can then add hair. I'm not really all that impressed with the options available for hair in the application. Again, very limited, but if you did want to put them in as a starting point, you certainly can. Or you could export the model without hair and then bring in your own custom hair into Blender. So for this particular example, I'm going to leave my model without any hair. You can add teeth to your avatar, and you can then go into the topologies tab in order to change the definition of your avatar for when you need to reduce triangles to make it a lower res mesh, if you like. But I tend to prefer to do that in programs like Blender or Unity. So for now, we're going to leave the typologies set to none. We can add eyebrows. Let's just zoom in and take a look at the changes here. Whole range of styles of eyebrows, from thin to bushy eyebrows. And we can also add eyelashes for that little bit of extra realism on our avatar. And you can also add a tongue. The next tab to take a look at are the materials, and this is where we can add material to our skin. So in the first option here, we can change between different races and different ages of skin on our avatar. So I'll just go with the middle-aged male. middle-aged Asian male, even though this character is more Corsican. I think the skin features are quite nice on that texture. Then if you click on the eyes option, you can change the color of the eyes, eyebrows, and eyelashes only really have one material, and the teeth also only have one material. So that's what we have available in the materials tab. The next option is the pose animate skeleton. This is where we can add a skeleton or a humanoid rig to our avatar, and that makes it easy for you to have a movable avatar in the metaverse. You could go with any one of these skeletons and experiment with your particular software as to which one's going to work best, or you can leave it set to none and then add your skeleton in the second step I'm going to show you using an application like Blender. So that's the skeleton tab. If we click on the pose option, we also get a range of options to pose our avatar. And this is more useful if you're using this 3D character as a render in some artwork, or you want to bring it into an environment of any kind and you want to have a particular stance or pose. If you're actually wanting to produce a 3D avatar, which is what we're doing now, I tend to use the T-pose, which is the easiest to configure a humanoid rig to if you're using software like Blender or Unity. So I'm going to put this model in the T-pose for this example. And there's also one other thing we can do if you like, and this is where you can change the expression of your avatar should you choose to do so. I tend to leave this set to none for a kind of generic, neutral expression on my avatars. The next tab deals with the resolution. The default resolution is 800 by 600. You can increase that to a higher res if you like. But for most metaverses, 800 by 600 resolution would be more than enough. And that's pretty much all that I wanted to show you through today. There are some other features in the application, other items that I can show you just quickly. The interface at the top here we didn't go through, but you can change the view of your avatar to make it a little bit easier by clicking on these icons at the top to toggle between the top view, front view, back view, left and right, top and bottom to get a complete look at your avatar. And now we're ready to export it out as a 3D file that we can use with other 3D programs. There's different mesh formats from Coldata to Filmbox, the MakeHuman Exchange format, the OBJ, Ogre 3D, and stereolithography formats. We're going to use Collada, which imports nicely with Blender and preserves all of our shaders and textures. So that pretty much concludes the first stage of making your basic human model. In the second part of the tutorial, we're going to go and bring that model into Blender and make some further customizations. See you on the next video.